happy weekend. It is day 7. This month's already going by way too fast. I'm really feeling the holiday spirit of this season. I always struggle this time of year. I think it's just like that, buildup of like, oh, what are we gonna get, who and what and how much, and just kind of like all the stress of that. I'm just kind of letting it go, leaving it to the higher ups. But yeah, let's get started. Let's see what day. I actually took a peek because I was like, crap, if it's a green tea, I can't let my kettle boil too much. But it's not. So yeah, we're on day 7. And it is chocolate caramel black tea, which sounds like a treat. Nice. This brown, I always like gravitate to this kind of brown. So I have my water boiled. I have some things to share, and then in my next clip, I actually filmed it yesterday, my writing session, which was really successful. I share a little bit about kind of like what's going on in my story. It might not be cohesive, but Ooh, kind of smells a little like toffee and caramel-y. So, and for today's mug, I have one of my favorites. I am a cat person without a cat. It's heartbreaking, but one day. So cute. It says so delicious. It's a little chunky gray tabby. I have like 3 cat mugs. Can't get enough. So while we let this brew, I will show you some things that I acquired because I really wanted to do stocking stuffers. We haven't, but I kind of want to do it as like a tradition for us. I've set out stockings and I've put things in it, but it's not been consistent or like with much thought. So I don't know where we put our like stockings. So I was at the thrift store yesterday, my local thrift store, which it is like the best thrift store I've ever been to. I love it every time. I always find something, which is maybe good or bad. I don't know. Let me move this over here. So let me show you the biscuits that fell on the floor. That's okay. Let me show you the stockings I got us. I kind of wish I got my son something a little more creative, but they weren't working with much. And I didn't want to get them at the dollar store. I kind of wanted them to be like unique to us. So for myself, I got this quilted handmade one by the looks of it. Let me double check. Yep, I think it's handmade. Let me see a tag of sorts. But I was like, love, it was 50 cents. This screams me in every way, kind of like the craftiness, right? For my husband, this is his favorite dog, and maybe we'll get one sometime in our life. It is a white terrier of the terrier family, Winchester. I forget the name, but you know the dog. So cute. I want to say that it's, oh no, it's not handmade. It's a really good one though. Oh, it is 100% wool, the embroidery, and the canvas is cotton, dry clean only. So I mean, this was probably a really expensive stocking. This was $1. So that's for my husband. And then for my son, again, it's not very, I gotta see if I can zhuzh it up somehow. I don't know, we'll see what I can do. I do have some felt and maybe I can make something really fast. That's an idea. And I have like felt glue, but I got him kind of like more like an elf one. I don't know if you noticed in one of my videos, we do Elf on the Shelf and we call him Elfie, and he was hanging behind me. I don't know if you've noticed or noticed in the video. So that was $1. I most definitely will judge it up because I don't want him to be like, oh, mine looks plain or anything like that. They had someone with bells or whatever, and they had there was actually a cat one. Fuzzy. There was actually a cat one that I wanted to get, but it was like $2, and I was like, ooh, I don't. For his stocking stuffers, I got him some sweet treats from the Dollar Tree. I don't know if you saw the trend on TikTok. It's like the peel fruit gummy things. I've got a peach one, and I gave him one because he was like, oh, I want one of my surprises. And for like little toy wise, I mean, he's gonna get like a million toys, but I saw this and like I couldn't pass it up. He loves Mario. He doesn't have these characters. Each baggie was 50 cents. I mean, come on. Like, I know there's like, maybe not so much anymore, but it's like, oh, it was thrifted, it was someone else's, yada, yada, yada. But it's just like, it's so, I feel like it's more thought put in. I actually just came across a, like, another booktuber. I'll link it down below, and her page too. I haven't seen any of her videos, but I've come across some of her shorts. And she talks about, like, you know, giving your bookish friend, like, thrifted books. You know, the time it takes to actually find a book that might fall into things that they read would be great gifts, and affordable too. Even if you, like, okay, I can't pop into a thrift store, but if you go, like, on Thrifted Books, there's, like, a bunch of online websites now that weren't around before. Maybe not as affordable as a thrift store where they're just like $1.99 paperbacks and $2 to $3 hardcovers, but I think it would be amazing. And do, like, kind of just a curated, like, if they're into mystery, find a mystery that they haven't read, of, you know, something you've heard that's pretty good, or just like, are they into nonfiction? This little thrift store has so much nonfiction, it's ridiculous. I'm sure you could find something. Anywho, so you know, Yoshi's wife, Luigi, I gotta clean them up. And then, oh, these were like, chess pieces, now that I'm looking at it. I got another Yoshi's wife. I got I forget what these are called, a baby Bowser. So he'll be really happy with that. And then, okay, I found, like, one of the best things I found this year of, like, thrifting for myself. I have been working, I kind of put it away, with a backpack bag. And it's very cute. It's genuine leather. It fits so much. It's ridiculous. I got it for $6 at my thrift store. And I've been using it, but the thing is, like, it's so awkward. And even with the straps super low, like, it's hard to get in. Even with the, like, the zipper on the back panel and everything. But I've been trying to find this. I'm going to put a picture here. Editing me. Put a picture there of this style bag. And I just been, like, one day that we were, like, all over the place. We were out doing one of our big thrift trips. It was like 50% off. This lady had it in her hands, that bag, and I was like, oh shoot, I missed it. And I was kind of like lingering for like a minute to see if she would leave it, but she didn't. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to put that on my, like, visual wish list of, like, if I see it, I'm getting it. And I found it. So I saw the picture and I got it. So this is kind of like an early, or just like a Christmas present to myself. It is amazing. Like, what? It's like not real leather, it's pleather. I don't even know. It's like no name brand, honestly. But I'm sure you've seen this all over Instagram, all over TikTok, Etsy and everything, or people wearing it. Oh my god, I was like, no way. Because I looked over to the purse section and they had so much, and I was like, holy crap. Let me go look. It was there. It was $6. And it fits so much. And it's black with gold hardware, kind of not like super gold, but like a nice subtle gold. It has like this little twist clasp. I have my keys in here. So much storage, it's ridiculous. And then I have a pocket here, which I currently have like just hand sanitizer there. And then in my bigger pocket, I have a little notebook for any ideas or grocery list or anything that comes to mind. My wallet, which is thrifted as well. I need to take out my receipts. And then it has like ibuprofen, body spray, and any other emergencies. If you know, you know. And then it also has like a little extra zipper compartment where I have all of my lippies and my compact mirror, which was thrifted as well, or I found it. I think I found it, and then the mirror had fallen off, and I just like kind of glued it with some super strong glue. But yeah, I'm so happy. Oh, and then I also have my like, hey, someone's attacking me, taking me alarm. That's cat shaped, that I had my husband get me because I used to go on a lot of walks with my son, and just in case, you never know. The strap is adjustable. What a find. I will also put a picture here of me wearing it and sending the picture to my sister because I was like so excited. I could not believe. I believe in thrift magic. Sometimes like I have this feeling like, and I'm not superstitious. I'm not like into astrology or like my horoscope or anything like that. I always felt like I don't really fall. Like I'm a Sagittarius, but like I'm the last day of a Sagittarius or second to last day, and I've never connected with my sign or any other sign for that matter. But that's neither here or there. But a lot of times I'm like, I think we should go. I think I should pop into thrift store. I think we should go thrifting. I just have like this feeling, and I always like score. I always score big. Let me tell you. But anyways, actually this video is gonna be a lot longer than I anticipated. My next clip is like 10 minutes. I haven't even reviewed my tea. But yes, while you're gifting or thinking gifts for your loved ones, pop into the thrift store if you can, and especially if you know them, you never know what you're gonna find. Especially like thrifting has become so popularized and so trendy and stuff like that, you could find amazing things. As well as, unfortunately, some places the prices are so like gouged, it's ridiculous. Like you might as well just buy a brand new depending on what the item is, unfortunately. Or also thrift stores to just kind of like stay afloat, they are researching items, comparing them to eBay prices, and just kind of like whatever research they find and put it at kind of like a, you know, like, hey, it's X brand and technically it's worth this, but it's like half of that, you know, kind of a thing. My thrift store, the thrift store here, does that for certain like items and stuff. But yeah, so just try thrifting a gift, try, you know, especially in this economy, budget's tight for many people, even if they have a, you know, dual income household and stuff like that, and just kind of like, if you have a lot of people you gift to normally, and if you really know them, I think they would really appreciate a thrifted gift that fits with their aesthetic, their home, or just one of their hobbies. And it's like more thought than like one of those like gift sets of like soaps and lotions, unless they're like super into that and they like that's all they ask for. Okay, so my tea's ready. Make this clip a little quicker. I just did obviously milk and sugar. Again, it is a chocolate caramel black tea. That's good. The caramel notes are there. The chocolate is a bit weak, slightly artificial tasting, but not like in a bad way where it's just like, okay, it tastes like the cheapest chocolate you can get in the world. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. I give it an 8 out of 10 for sure. But yeah, so enjoy the next clip of my writing session. I'm actually going to go write again. I was really on a roll yesterday. I wanted to continue, but I'm trying to do better about prioritizing my time and my hobbies and not letting them consume me. Because, you know, I have a family, a life, and just things to do, and so many things to do. So yeah, today was a win, I have to say. Hello. So I want to share, I had a really good writing session. I started at 19,000 words and I was like, I am going to write 1,000 words, and I did. I really like how it's going. So let me share a little bit. Again, I don't want to like give away too much, but I am writing a fantasy with fae, but it's not like traditional fae. I don't think I honestly haven't really read much fae, like romantasy, fantasy. So I'm kind of just like doing my own thing, which I try to do. There's things that have inspired me, of course, but my main female character, right now, I could most definitely change it. I am calling, she is a phantom elvian, which, so she's an elf, but because I didn't want to necessarily use the word vampire, because I know it's very overused and all that stuff. So I looked up words that kind of like have like the similar, like on thesaurus or some website or something like that. Sorry, like this ceiling light's just terrible. Anyways, so I decided on the word phantom. Phantom Elevian. Might change it. I know maybe I'm just doing too much. But so in my story, so this like so this is gonna be very dark. Not super dark of like some things that I've like dabbled in writing, but she thinks she is the last of her kind because she went on a blind rage and wiped out her kind. And the thing about her kind, like they can live a very long time, right? I'm not sure how I'm going to explain how long they can live and if how and when they do die as like their race, like what the stipulations of that is. But I just dabbled in a part of the story that I'm writing of like what a phantom Elvian is, because she finds two like a little 5-year-old and a baby in the middle of a storm, and she takes them in. And since she thought she kind of like wiped out her race in her blind rage of her like heartbreak and what happened, which kind of is explained at the beginning of the story, she realizes from their features and looks that they're phantoms. So, so now she's like in the part of the story, her butler, which is a phantom as well, but he's dead technically. Oh, I'm like all over the place. So, one thing about the phantom, like their species and race that I'm incorporating, I could change, could very well completely like wipe that clean and do something different that makes more sense. They cannot die. Like they can't, off themselves. And one big um, element of the story is how much she tried to off herself, from grief and just loneliness and loss of what she went through. But another phantom can, so she's kind of like stuck in this like kind of like almost like purgatory of like she's the only one. She has to kind of like live on. And so that's why I'm kind of like I don't know what I'm going to do in regards to how long they live, and will they die naturally of old age or whatever. So one thing, so she brings in these young to her keep, and it's like a lot of stuff going on, and she realizes that they're phantom Elvians, and she's speaking with her butler, and she kind of goes back. So they're younglings, right? I'm thinking one's like 5, and the other one's a baby, like 6 to 8 months old. So I'm explaining that, you know, since I'm kind of like, I want my character to be a vampire, there's obviously like feeding and like sucking the blood, I guess. So, but a youngling, which is what I'm calling the young phantoms, they don't have their first feeding till they have their coming, which I think I'm gonna break that down a little bit more. And it's like the final transformation of their true selves, where they kind of get drained of all color, because my main female character, she has like icy white snow hair, very like alabaster opalescent skin, and crystal clear almost white eyes. And another big element of my character and of like the race itself is that warmth leaves their body when they have their coming and like the coming of age. Only will they be blessed with warmth again when they find their mate, which is another big element of my story, which I think is pretty neat. So she's, right now the butler's like, okay, like they haven't had their coming yet. Like, what are you going to do about it? Because so there's like, I kind of like want to like share everything, but there's other like clans and courts, or however I'm gonna label it as, in this world that I'm building. And so they used to feed on fallen, which are fallen fae that are like stripped from any kind of magical, any kind of like fae like attributes and all that stuff, and they become human, right? So like they're fallen flesh. So yeah, I'm really happy where it's going. There's a couple things like when I get to the editing phase that I need to
change or whatnot. But yeah, I'm at chapter 8, 20,000 words. I'm feeling really good about it. I kind of just do, like, for like end game, I don't want this to be a series. I want this to be like a standalone, like it's complete. There's no like dragging it out. If and when I get to like publishing stage, I could very well just write this and just kind of like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything with it. But yeah, so I think I'm really, really happy. I'm really happy with where it's going. Hopefully I made sense. And a lot of the stories that I have written, I try to incorporate my culture and background, which I'm Cuban American, in. So like Spanish words, not necessarily like Spanish folktale or lore or legends and stuff like that, but just kind of that element. But with this story, I'm incorporating Welsh. Her name is Ira, which means snow, so Eira, and then her like butler's name is Welsh as well. And there's another thing, she's like a cursed fallen queen and something that she can control and is the actual queen of. I think I'm not crazy with how the word looks and sounds, but I think it would be a, you know, instead of saying like that word over and over again, but like kind of adding that. I'm not gonna add like different language of like they speak in a different language or whatnot. I'm not gonna get into that with this story, like I've done with some of my other drafts. But I really like where I'm going, because where she is, the land that she's technically the fallen queen of is called Winter Point, which is like the wintry land. There is like spring and summer, but it's like a very short, almost the whole year is winter, hence Winter Point. I know, maybe a little cheesy. And just because in an earlier part of my story, I did some explaining. Sorry, I'm like holding you. I did some explaining of like she's revealing who she is to someone, and then that person is like, as actually has like a lot of knowledge, but she's like lived this very secretive, elusive, like broody life in the past 100 years. Blurry. So I don't know if I'm making any damn sense, but I'm really, really, really excited. I think I'm gonna like, I don't want to like overwhelm myself and just do like a whole bunch, but any day that I do get some writing in, I want to do like at least 1,000 words, like minimum. And if I do anything more, great. If I do a little bit less, which is totally fine too. I think one of my biggest issues when I was writing all my drafts, like, oh my god, I do have plenty that I want to get back to, like plenty. Like I did it, you know, I was reading through it from the beginning, and there are several that like I still feel like have a lot of potential. So I do want to get to them. But yeah, so I'm gonna add this. You'll be seeing this in tomorrow's clip, along with my tea review. We'll see what it is. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you are reading something amazing. As I'm filming this, I haven't done any reading, but hopefully I will. And I hope you can make something beautiful if you are into any kind of crafty things, getting ready for the gifting season. And yeah, I'll see you next one. Bye.